So let's look at the Geico tail of the tape between Caraballo and Stevenson. You see Stevenson 11 years younger, same height, same weight, similar reach, but when it comes to defensive superlatives, Stevenson, that bottom line you see, opponents, their jab lands only 0.4 jabs per round.
Okay, gentlemen, you both received your instructions in your dressing room. Okay, it's got a wide band here. Only this is good. You can realize it's low. Right here was good, and this is low. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Above all, protect yourselves at all times. Let's go.
And let's go with the next chapter to be written in the book of Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson, who is co-managed by our ESPN broadcaster, Andre Ward, who has recused himself from calling the fight. So is Joe Tessitore and Tim Bradley. Glad you're with us here. The return of live boxing under COVID-19 protocols. Timmy, what are you going to be looking for early on here?
You know what? Right now, it's funny because I like what I'm seeing from Caraballo right now. He's pressing on the gas pedal, you know, taking risks. He's going to have to sell out, and he knows that, and he's getting right to Shakur Stevenson at the moment.
It's exactly what he said he would do, and likely exactly what he has to do if he wants to hit the lottery ticket at all as a massive underdog against Stevenson. As he gets into that pocket.
Yeah, when you...
Well, hands-free.
Yeah, Tess, when you fight against a slippery fighter like Shakur Stevenson, you want to hit him anywhere you can, on the shoulders, on the elbows, on the chest. You just want to continue to get contact on him.
You know, that's a great point, Tim, and sometimes it's grossly undervalued in what you say. Just land, just throw, just try to get anything going. You always talk about that ability to find perfect range and distance with Stevenson. He gets off a 4-punch combination, including a right hand to the body. That was effective.
Caraballo just sitting a little bit too long in the front, not moving in. And then, like I said, Shakur Stevenson, great at managing distance from his opponent. And he can fight at any quarter. He can fight in the pocket. He can fight at mid-range, and he also can fight outside. But right now, he's being an aggressive dog.
Look at the hand speed on Stevenson. Tremendously.
You know, you can just tell right away, Tess. You're right. You're right. The hand speed. You can see the skill level is different. But Caraballo, you can tell he's tough. He's taking a lot of leather on the way in just to get one shot.
Reminder, fanless atmosphere with COVID-19 protocols at the MGM Grand Conference Center, but you hear the murmur in the background, and you can join in that with Hear Me Cheer on any device. Go to espn.hearmecheer.com. You will hear your voice, your cheers heard live during our broadcast. That is espn.hearmecheer.com. That is being ruled a knockdown by Tony Weeks.
There's a possibility, Tess, that their feet got tangled, because that typically happens when you have a right-handed fighter versus a southpaw. You see the lead feet, they line up on the same side. See, every time Caraballo sits there with the earmuffs on and sits mid-range and don't do anything, you see what Shakur Stevenson does. Go right to him and land and throws and combinations.
Round number 2. In that first round, Shakur Stevenson scoring a knockdown with a body punch. He was effective with his punching in that first round, landing 22 of 47 power punches thrown.
Yes, Tess, I thought that their feet might have got tangled up. But you can see here, Caraballo putting those earmuffs on, blocking his vision. And you see Shakur Stevenson doubling up with the left hand, with actually his lead hand to the head and also to the body, which causes a knockdown.
Doubling up that right hand, the right hand to the body, scoring the knockdown in round number 1. The accuracy is just sublime, Timmy. He's so accurate and effective in placing his punches. And there is that power hand, the left hand to the body now.
But you see where he's choosing to be. Shakur wants to be on the outside. He'll maintain outside distance. If he wants to be in the inside, he can fight in close quarters as well. So if guys think that they just gonna come inside with this young man, no, you got something coming. He has great offense in the inside as well.
Let's check in with Bernardo.
Ooh,
Oh, that right hand was clipping. He drove that right hand down, and now Stevenson has Caraballo in trouble. Left hand to the head.
Showing that power test.
Taking those steps forward. Look at the hand speed, and now sitting down a little more and looking for the shot and finding it.
That's exactly what he's doing right now. He's being patient right now, letting Caraballo throw wildly. He's looking for the opening right now. Shakur Stevenson is.
Creating a little space with that right hand. Just look in his eyes. You can see that laser focus on the target. So effective with that left hand moments ago. Lead left there, comes back with a check right hook. 3-punch combination from
That's
Stevenson.
exactly what he wanted, Tess. He wanted to get on the outside to land that backhand. That's the straight left hand. He wanted to get full extension on his punches to be able to hurt Caraballo. Caraballo stalking.
Covered up, and Shakur lets loose with a 3-punch combination.
Yeah, but you see Caraballo just walking straight forward, not even shooting a jab to lead his action.
And Shakur
That's
making
why he's
him pay
taking
the
so
price
much
for
leather
doing
on the
so.
way
Yes. And the 2. Of course, expectation that Shakur Stevenson will show power tonight against Caraballo. He has so far. In that last round, second round, he landed 29 of 55 power punches thrown. When we talked to him about how he thought the fight would play out, Timmy, he said, I think I'll be able to set him up and size him up in 3 and then get rid of him in 4. We're in 3 right here.
Stop, I got you, stop.
In 3 right now. It's just a matter of time, Tess. You know, he's softening him up. Caraballo hitting him down to the head and the body. He's catching him before he gets to where he needs to be successful, and that's the inside. Double left hand right there from Shakur Stevenson. This is target practice.
Splitting the guard with that left hand, then wrapped it around, but more useful with the power hand, the left hand here against Caraballo. Caraballo, 13-1-2 mark, and we told you he had won 5 straight since his lone loss. He understood the gap in skill. He fully understands everything Shakur Stevenson is and what he perhaps isn't. And early on in this fight, he tried to put forth a strategy that would counter that. But Stevenson's so accurate, so skilled, and on target.
Stevenson right now, he wants a knockout. You know, he told us in the fighter meeting, he said, you know, I want to sit down more on my shots. I want to press forward. I want to take a little bit more chances because I want to be impressive to the fans.
Hands free.
I think he has a very good understanding of who he wants to be in the sport.
Yes.
Made the comment that I do have to get guys out of there. Talked about the fact that he wants to be a star, not just a boxer. And that he wants to surpass what others have done in the sport without having to play the villain role. And that means to him being the best fighter and being entertaining. And this is a guy
that shows
who
his
obviously,
maturation
Timmy,
as a
yes, it does. It gives you a sense of maturation. But also at 22 years old, and we've seen his body start to develop and change, winning a world championship at featherweight. I mean, you're talking about a guy who could go multi-divisional world championships,
yes.
You know, carrying weight upwards towards 140. Who knows, by the end of his career, 147. but you can start to see that development, especially right here at 130 pounds.
Yeah, you know, I asked him.
Shakur Stevenson, just the 4th U.S. fighter in the last 20 years to win both an Olympic boxing medal and a world title. You see the power punches through 3 rounds, dominating form for the world champion. This, a non-title fight at 130 pounds for Stevenson. He said, boxing is back. I want to be back with it. And first in the main event.
Stop, I got you.
Of course, he was scheduled to fight back on March 14th. That would have been a title defense against Miguel Mariaga. They'll postpone due to that first week of the shutdowns due to COVID-19. Let's go to Bernardo.
Wally Moses is happy with the way Shakur Stevenson is boxing, but he wants him to continue to work the jab, go to the body, but not walk straight back. He wants him to set him up as he comes forward and then walk him into a big shot.
Wally Moses, the grandfather and trainer of Shakur Stevenson. They have a dynamic relationship.
Come on, hands free.
Yeah, that's what Shakur Stevenson needs to do. He needs to get back on the outside, use his jab, and
don't hold that hand out like that.
Keep Caraballo outside, make him rush, and make a mistake, and then make him pay so he can get a clear shot on him.
Mark Kriegel, what say you?
Coming to terms with monumental ambition. You know, he knows where he wants to get. He wants to be a household name. He wants to be the best guy in the sport. He wants to be, as Timmy said before, the future. The question is, how do you get there? I understand being a young kid and saying, I'm the next Floyd, I'm the next Sugar Ray. The question, though, and it's a pretty deep question, how do you get there without imitating someone else? And how do you get there if you are a slick fighter, a fighter of color, and not playing the villain? This is a question that we dealt with earlier in the broadcast, and it's something that's going to confront Shakur Stevenson, or he's going to have to confront.
Make great fights, be dynamic, be entertaining, and be you, most importantly. And that's what Shakur has talked about, and that's what Andre, his co-manager, has talked about. Be authentically you.
But the problem isn't him, the problem is the system.
Shakur Stevenson is incredibly likable.
Don't put the hand like that.
Doing really well to the body here in this 4th round, Timmy.
Yes, he is, and that's where he needs to go down and continue to soften up Caraballo. He needs to continue to beat on the body, beat on the arms to bring those hands down, because Caraballo has a really tight defense.
Timmy, there was some nice work from Shakur in that last round.
Yeah, what I want to show you guys is that look at how comfortable he is, even though he's getting his foot stepped on right here, his lead foot stepped on, but he found a way to tap, get that right hand around to the body on Caraballo, and then follow up with a combination. See, that little half a step back, just a clear space to let Caraballo throw and make him miss and then make him pay is the beauty. It's what I've been talking about. This is why this young man is so good. He does this all night long.
Round number 5 in our scheduled 10-round non-title fight. And Stevenson to this point has outlanded Caraballo 85-12. He has landed 49% of his power punches. There's that threshold you talk about, Tim Bradley. You always say, hey, if you get 50% of power punches, there's going to be a knockout score.
Yes, that's right. Most of the time, Tess. You know, I like the head placement right there from Shakur Stevenson, getting his head on the outside, not keeping it down the middle, so won't allow Caraballo to headbutt him.
This is the first main event of what will be the new look summer series of Top Rank Boxing on ESPN with the COVID-19 protocols. We are bringing you fights this month every Tuesday and Thursday, live fights on ESPN, and as was announced tonight, a special attraction on Saturday, June 20th from Mexico City with the 122-pound world champion, Emmanuel Navarrete. So next week, 3 nights of live fight action on ESPN.
Hands free.
And We'll be back with you Thursday. As you see, Jesse Magdaleno will be headlining against the NFL Vicente. Adam Lopez also on that card, and a very good-looking prospect in Brian Lua, who's now 5-0. He will be in action Thursday night, as we will turn right around and bring you more fights from Vegas. Caraballo looking for body work on the inside. Instead, he eats a chopping right hand from Shakur. Stevenson backing up and able to land a left hand as he retreats. Now the uppercut on the inside as Caraballo was leaning forward.
Don't hold the hand now.
Stevenson continues with such success with these power punches. Caraballo trying to dig to the body with a right hand.
Caraballo still not doing anything to get to where he needs to be.
What a combination, Timmy.
Absolutely. You know, Tess, Shakur Stevenson fights when he wants to fight, gets out when he wants to get out, and box on the outside. But right now he's choosing to fight and having a lot of success.
Back with you here with the 6th round of Shakur Stevenson and Felix Caraballo. Shakur Stevenson, who is already a featherweight world champion in his 13th pro fight, the 2nd fewest fights required to do so in boxing history. Only the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, Vasily Lomachenko, is better. Of course, he did it in 3, which is ridiculous. You may never see that beaten. By the way, Tim, in that last round, Shakur Stevenson was shaking out his left hand a bit after landing it.
You know what? That could be an indication that he might have suffered an injury. You know, when you're hitting a guy on the forehead and hitting him on the top of his head constantly all night, you know, it definitely bruises your hand. Let's see if he continues to use his left hand in this round.
Keep him up, baby. Keep him up. Keep him up.
Nice side step right there from Shakur Stevenson, but it was a little bit low.
And thus, Tony Weeks giving the time to Caraballo.
You good?
Yeah.
Stay there. Are you good? Okay, here we go. Keep it. Time in.
It's a nice side step right there from Shakur Stevenson, right on the belt line. Oh, that was a little bit low. It was a little low there.
Don't hold him. Let him go. Let him go. Come on, hands free. Hands free.
A hopelessness with Caraballo. He knew he would be outclassed, outskilled, and he goes down here in round number 6, halfway through round 6. And he's reeling in pain on the canvas. As Shakur Stevenson placed the money punch. And look at the reaction of Caraballo. A one and done from Shakur Stevenson after 6 rounds of having it his way.
Well, 6 rounds of punishment, Tess, Caraballo took. And finally, a body shot, a clear body shot landed right on the liver. Caraballo. That's why you heard him grimacing the way he was, because it was right in the soft spot of the body.
Shakur Stevenson said, the expectation is I get rid of a guy like this. That's exactly what he set out to do. He put forth 218 power punches and landed 115 of them. 53% of his power punches landed, and he was as effective as ever. And here is how he finished it.
Watch Stevenson just taking his time right now, setting up his punches. And he dips around with body shot, catches Caraballo as he's actually trying to throw a shot at Shakur Stevenson. Here it is again from a different angle. Comes around the guard. Caraballo has those earmuffs on, can't really see too much. And he dips it right underneath with the left hand to the solar plex. Excuse me, it wasn't the liver, it was the solar plex of Caraballo.
Here comes the left hand. This is the knockout punch coming up right there.
Oh,
and that after numerous body punches that landed. Watch him bend, dig, deliver, and score the knockout. Knockout victory for Shakur Stevenson. So boxing comes back, and Shakur said he wanted to bring it back with a bang. He wanted to deliver, take the next step of development, show some power. 130-pound version of Shakur Stevenson.
He looked good.
Let's get
tonight,
the
Ted.
official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Tony Weeks calls a stop to this bout at 1 minute, 31 seconds of round number 6. Declaring the winner by technical knockout from Newark, New Jersey, Shakur Stevenson!
Fighting out of the red corner, wearing black with white, his official weight, 155 pounds. Since he captured Olympic gold in 1992, his professional record now stands at 37 victories, including 29 knockouts, with only 3 defeats. He has won 8 world title belts in 6 weight divisions. But this bout tonight is not about past victories and belts. Tonight, it's all about a personal legacy that will never fade. Ladies and gentlemen, from East LA, the former lightweight, former junior lightweight, former super lightweight, 2-time welterweight, former super welterweight and reigning WBO middleweight world champion, the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing brown and officially weighing 156 pounds. His professional record stands at 44 victories, including 31 knockouts, with only 2 defeats, 1 draw, and 1 no contest. For the last 11 years, he is undefeated in 24 bouts. He has been the middleweight champion for almost a decade. Tonight, he makes a record-breaking 19th consecutive title defense. His credentials for the Boxing Hall of Fame are established. Tonight, he wants to pad the resume. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the fighting pride of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the universally recognized, reigning, defending, undisputed middleweight champion of the world, and now, the executioner, Hopkins.
Thank you, sir.
Clear it up. Alex, right here. Everybody out top.
Okay, gentlemen. Okay, gentlemen. Trunks are high here. Any punch thrown in this area will be considered a clean punch. Trunks are okay here. Now, guys, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want you to keep the fight clean, protect yourself, and what I say, you must obey. Good luck to both of you. Touch up.
In the 80s, Sugar Ray Leonard took on Marvin Hagler, a fight that many felt that he could not win against the champion who had lost in 11 years. Tonight, Oscar De La Hoya makes a similar step up against the champion who has not lost in 11 years. It's a fight many feel he can't win. Leonard proved them wrong. Will De La Hoya do the same?
We're scheduled for 12 rounds, and here we go. The talking is over. It's time to get busy. One for the ages. De La Hoya in black trunks.
First surprise, De La Hoya not bouncing, not using lateral movement, not running or dancing as so many thought that he would. He's right in front of Hopkins.
I think Oscar knows that he's not gonna make it work running for 12 rounds like he tried to do against Sturm. He's gonna have to box Hopkins right there in front of him, just like he did Trinidad early in the fight. Once he starts taking off running, he's going to be in trouble.
Oscar was wildly cheered by this partisan crowd, but Hopkins does have some of his fans here, like former NBA star Charles Barkley, who was giving him the famous X sign for the executioner. De La Hoya standing right in front of Bernard Hopkins. Not up on his toes. Well, they thought he might be sticking and moving all night, but that's hard to maintain for 12 rounds.
Who expected De La Hoya to be backing up Bernard Hopkins in round 1?
I'm Alan Massengale with Rich Murata, who you just heard from, and Lester Bedford, ringside for one for the ages here in Las Vegas. Round 1 of 12. Crowd already chanting Oscar, Oscar, Oscar.
Well, critical for Oscar right here early in the fight is establish that jab. He's got to keep Hopkins off of him with that jab.
Break, step back clean, fellas. Don't watch your shoulder.
He's given up a reach advantage, is Oscar De La Hoya. Many people thought, as Rich Murata pointed out, he was crazy to take this fight. That was a punch over the top, didn't do any damage. But it could if it landed in the right way.
Yeah, you can see right away that Hopkins has some nice power that Oscar may not be accustomed to.
Oscar's proven, though, throughout his career, he's got a good beard. Has very rarely been the subject of a knockdown in the fight. I don't think he's been knocked down since that Ike Corte fight, has he? Been that long.
I can't think of one.
No, but Oscar hasn't fought at 160 pounds except for once in his career, and that was against Felix Sturm. So, you know, you don't know how he's going to take these shots from Hopkins, a guy who's been champion for 10 years.
De La Hoya rededicated himself in his camp. Now he's up on his toes a little bit. Now, Rich, I didn't expect Oscar to be right in front of Hopkins.
No, I didn't expect him to be backing up Hopkins.
And that sends a message to Bernard Hopkins right away in the first round, I think.
Actually, to be honest with you, I thought that this is the only way Oscar has a chance.
That's a good jab from Oscar.
Oscar's got the hand speed to stand in front of Hopkins and fight him. He can't get too close. He starts getting too close, and Hopkins is going to start digging to his body, and he's going to start wearing Oscar down and leaning on him.
I thought, with the exception of one Hopkins punch, very good round for Oscar De La Hoya.
He looked good. Oscar did. Bernard Hopkins coming out a little slow, but he's made no bones about the fact he believes he's the better fighter. We'll listen in.
What I want to see you do is jab more. The pressure's already there. So just jab, right? Jab probably everything's cool. Take one to the top. Just take it off. Just go around and take that. Take a little bit.
Get ready to drop 2 now. You can start letting your right hand over the top. Okay? Keep your jab, keep going. He ain't doing shit, man. You gonna beat this son of a bitch, you know what I'm telling you? He getting that. You got better skills than him. Keep using your jab.
Okay, check this out, guys.
There's that nice jab by Oscar. Thought he had a good first round.
What a relationship he has forged with Floyd Mayweather Sr. You see how intensely he listens to Floyd. Oscar struggled many years trying to find the right trainer, but he finally found one late in his career that he admires, and they have quite a time with one another. Floyd said his goal was to turn Oscar De La Hoya into a Blaxican fighter, combination Mexican and black.
You know, there was some talk about changing Floyd Mayweather out of this fight. They were going to get a new trainer. And there was some very serious consideration, I know for a fact, about changing trainers. And I think one of the problems was everybody was uncomfortable with Oscar carrying that left hand way down low. You'll notice tonight that he's got that left hand a lot higher than he's been carrying it. He's not rolling with those. He's not rolling those punches. This is more of a style that's reminiscent of Oscar's early career.
Floyd wanted him to work behind the jab, then maybe bring the right hand into play. Of course, everybody knows about Oscar's power in that left hand. Oscar's actually ambidextrous. He has equal power in both hands. He plays golf left-handed, boxes right-handed. A lot of respect these two have for one another. Everybody knows the power. You know, if you have to try to define Hopkins' skill, how can you do it, Rich? I mean, he can do everything and has in his career when needed.
He's very smart. I mean, the guy is a true professional prize fighter, so he knows all of the nuances of boxing. He just doesn't just jump up there and do the obvious. But I am a little surprised. I have to tell you that he's not been a little more aggressive here so far through the first 2 rounds, because he told me a couple of weeks ago he's going to jump right on Oscar, and I don't see that happening here so far. I think he needs to ratchet up the pressure here a little bit.
You know, Hopkins' corner encouraging him to establish that jab, as Oscar's corner was too. It's important for both of them to establish that jab. But what I don't see from Hopkins is a good strong jab. He's just poking at Oscar's head. He's not really
He tried to launch there.
Jab.
He tried to lunge and throw there.
He's just kind of pitter-patting with that jab. It's not really an effective jab.
We should reiterate, for those that don't know, Oscar De La Hoya, when they were removing tape from his hand this week, they cut his hand. He has 11 stitches wrapped up inside his glove in the palm of his hand. The doctor said it shouldn't be a factor. We shall see. Is it a mental factor? Probably not. It's time to fight, and Oscar went on with his plans, although they did a good job keeping it secret. We're at 30 seconds left, round 2.
That's a big right hand from Hopkins right there. That's kind of stunned Oscar momentarily.
Yeah, first hard punch of the fight, really.
Oscar's
kind of shook Oscar in his shoes.
That's Hopkins who's moving. Pretty good quick right hand from Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah, he's fighting a better second round now.
Oscar just landed a right hand. Final seconds of the round, Oscar throwing punches, showing his speed. Not that effective.
Yeah, it's not effective speed, though. Oscar's got a...
Both fighters now well into the fight. They're well oiled, they're confident, ready to show their best. These are prize fighters in every sense of the word. They've been here many, many, many times.
I think Oscar's going to have to find a way to land hard combinations. He's going to have to use that jab to set it up. He'll land 3-4 punches. So those are amateur-style combinations there. They really don't have any effect. He's not really scoring with them. He's certainly not going to do any damage on Hopkins with him.
He might leave himself wide open.
Work out, they clinch. Work out, work out, work out. Stop, step back clean, fellas, step back.
Oscar would be much better suited to slow his hands down a little bit and set down on those punches.
Good point, Lester. Sit down on him and fire him. Make him more effective.
Oscar trying to utilize feints in this fight. He's been feinting with his hands out in front of him on a couple of occasions, even with his feet.
Big right hand from Hopkins.
That was quick, baby.
That was quick.
That was a really heavy right hand.
Big right hand from Hopkins.
That had to bother Oscar. Too many of those shots, and he's going to have a lot of trouble late in this fight.
Wow, that was quick and it was hard. Best punch of the fight. Good counter punch from Hopkins.
He absorbed it well, though, De La Hoya. His legs look completely underneath.
You know what's amazing? A guy can come from 130 pounds all the way up to his career to 160 and take shots like that.
This is the kind of stuff they might have been anticipating from Hopkins at times. He will get down and brawl a little bit and push and shove.
You never know, though, with Bernard. I remember there were never more accusations that he was going to fight a dirty fight. It was when he fought Tito Trinidad, and he fought the cleanest fight imaginable against Trinidad and won easily.
Kenny Bayless imposing his way in there briefly. Best shot of the fight so far has been landed by Hopkins, and De La Hoya was able to withstand it. Oscar looked perfectly fine, just didn't want to make that mistake again. That came so fast, though, it's hard to counter that. Straight right from Hopkins.
Looking for that lead right again.
Oscar's got to lead with that jab. He's got to get Hopkins off balance. If he can just tap him on the forehead with that left hand, he can bring a right hand behind it.
Good movement from Oscar there.
Floyd Mayweather had asked him a couple rounds ago to double up on that jab and then bring that right hand behind it, and he has not done it since Floyd has told him to.
Well, he's probably afraid of that right hand now if he throws it.
Well, you can't blame him for that. That's a heavy, heavy right hand.
Final 10 seconds, round 3. Do you give Hopkins a round for one big shot, Rich, or how do you look?
You can tell when Oscar got hit with that punch that it really shook him. I mean, he's like in shock when he's getting hit with that right hand.
Round 4, scheduled for 12. Bernard Hopkins, undisputed middleweight champion, hasn't lost since 1993. Oscar De La Hoya trying to do what many people thought was the impossible, was to beat the man who's held the middleweight title longer, 18 defenses than anyone in history. Good combination from De La Hoya.
That's what he needs. Speed, baby. Speed of hand, combinations, and then get out of there. That's what Oscar can do to win this fight.
That's what he should do to win this fight. Floyd Mayweather, his senior, was his trainer. Floyd Mayweather Sr. was telling him, I've never seen you look this bad. He wants him to work that jab and look for the right hand.
I've never understood telling a fighter why he looks so bad or how he looks so bad. And you can tell him, give him instructions that'll do him some good. Don't tell him how bad he looks. Tell him what he needs to do in the fight to win.
Hopkins unloading a little bit more this round. Both fighters extremely quick. Good jab from Hopkins. Digging to the body is the champion. De La Hoya doesn't need to stand there and take body shots. As Rich Murata said, speed is the difference. I get the sense Hopkins is heating up this round. Fighting more of his fight. Holding his left hand down low.
He's trying to,
right.
He's trying to lure De La Hoya into exchanges.
De La Hoya is very, very fearful of that right hand. He's fighting very tentatively, knowing that that right hand is coming over the top.
De La Hoya was going to the body there. If he catches Hopkins off balance, that's what he's hoping to do. That's hard to do.
Bernard Hopkins is trying to make Oscar De La Hoya make a mistake. That's why he was backing off, hand down. He doesn't mind exchanging with Oscar. A low blow by De La Hoya.
He got away with it.
Not even a warning.
No.
No, this is just a bigger guy imposing his will on Oscar right here. It's just the size difference is the difference in the fight to me right now. Is Oscar fighting up the much bigger guy.
What's the rule? The bigger guy usually wins. Good jab from Oscar.
Oscar's going to have to keep finding his spots, picking and poking, and just try to win the rounds.
Yeah, the flurries are a good idea.
Hey, I think Hopkins is improvising. He's just doing it as he goes along, so you see what will work. Especially with holding that left hand down that low.
Hopkins has no fear of Oscar's power right now. He's perfectly okay with stepping in there and throwing that right hand. If he gets hit, he gets hit.
I'd fear the judges. Get to work.
Absolutely, because some of these rounds are very close.
Well, it's been entertaining so far, to say the least.
And very close. I have it even on my card. I think, Rich, you have it even as well.
Yes, I do. 38 all.
Round 5 scheduled for 12. A lot of people think that, you know, in Vegas, the advantage might go Oscar's way, but it certainly didn't go his way against Trinidad, and it didn't go his way that second fight against Sugar Shane Mosley. Two controversial decisions, so it doesn't really mean anything about being in Vegas for Oscar, judging by those 2 fights he lost. That's what he needs to do.
Work out, keep him up. Work out.
Good body shot.
De La Hoya, remember, if you joined us late, is fighting with 11 stitches in his hand. Hasn't seemed to affect him at all in terms of throwing punches, though.
Well, you don't see any blood coming from his glove.
There are no complaints in the corner.
Right. They haven't asked him, how's your hand? Oscar hasn't complained in the corner.
Round 5.
I'm really surprised by what Bernard Hopkins is doing here. I have to admit, he's standing back looking to pot shot Oscar when I thought he would be applying relentless pressure.
Well, what he's doing is allowing Oscar to steal some rounds by setting back and pretty much throwing the round up in jeopardy at the end.
Look at
the last 30
feigning.
seconds, the rounds are being won in the last 30 seconds.
Hopkins feigning, and are you surprised, guys, that Oscar's standing there not moving more?
Yeah, Oscar's doing the best he can to keep from getting hit with those big right hands. I'll tell you, he's so aware of Hopkins' power. He's having to fight very focused with a tremendous amount of concentration to keep from getting hurt here.
To reiterate, Hopkins is a true middleweight, always has been. This is only Oscar's second fight moving up. He's only at 155.
if either one of these two fighters fade conditioning-wise, the other one's going to all of a sudden have a huge advantage. Because right now, they're fighting fairly even.
If Oscar trained the way he said he did, I don't anticipate that being a problem, but he has had problems in the past when he told us how hard he trained and faded in the 11th and 12th rounds. There's that big right hand Hopkins keeps trying to land. Oscar, as Lester pointed out, his concentration has to be razor sharp. One mistake and he's going to eat it. Inside 20 seconds, round 5. Oscar countering off the combination from Hopkins. Final 10 seconds, round 5. Oscar stumbles.
He got hit. He wanted to flurry. He wanted to move in and flurry at the end of the round, and Hopkins caught him on the way in.
But nonetheless, it looked like it looked worse in real action than it did in the replay.
Round 6 scheduled for 12. From Las Vegas, Nevada. Been a very tightly scored fight. Bernard Hopkins trying to use his power advantage and his reach advantage. De La Hoya throwing a jab inside.
I'll tell you,
stepping back.
It shows how much I don't know about the sport when neither of these guys is fighting the fight that I expected to see here tonight. Hopkins, I expected to see relentless pressure. De La Hoya, I expected to be a dancing master in there in the first few rounds, but apparently not wanting to expend that energy.
Well, I think he learned his lesson in the Sturm fight when he took off running, and that's been making him break down throughout his career, is taking off running late in the fight. So I think he's conserving energy here tonight, and the plan was to box Hopkins up close. They feel like he has a superior hand speed, and that may be his only chance, is to conserve some energy. He's going to have to fight for 12 rounds because of knocking Hopkins out is going to be almost impossible.
Another two body shots from Oscar, one almost low, right on the belt line.
I would like to see Oscar start making Hopkins move to his right. Hopkins has a little more trouble in setting his feet when he has to move to his right. He's very comfortable right down the middle, and Oscar's standing there for him, letting him come right to him. If Oscar could force him to his right, it'd take Hopkins out of his rhythm. Not only that, he can move away from that big right hand.
Oscar doing a good job defending here. Picking off punches. So far.
So you see Oscar started moving to his left and allowed Hopkins to move to his left. And then here comes Hopkins with 3 punches. He's very comfortable throwing when he's moving to his left or straight down the middle.
Put it on his shoulder, right into that shoulder. Right into that shoulder, I'm telling you. Double jab right into that shoulder. Right there, Rex, what are you in there?
Oscar went searching for a punch there, wasn't there. Hopkins jabbing and standing away. I don't see the pressure yet from Hopkins.
I'll tell you what's not happening here is what a lot of people predicted early on when this fight was made, that Bernard Hopkins was going to destroy Oscar De La Hoya, and it was going to happen quick. Oscar's making a very respectable fight out of this, and he's in this thing all the way.
When you got to rely on your experience and your training to carry you. Final seconds. Hopkins misses with 3 punches.
I think Oscar's had a very good round boxing here. He really fought very well.
I thought it was his best round, Rich. I thought that was his best round.
I saw something that shocked me in that corner. Nobody came out with water for Oscar De La Hoya. Do they think that he's not sweating and he's not losing water from his system? They've got to give this guy water. What are they thinking?
Now the
How can they
Hopkins
not
corner.
pour water?
Good punch from Oscar. Hopkins corner wanted to say, make Oscar fight, make him fight. So there, maybe the pressure's coming that you were talking about, guys.
I could sense that Hopkins was turning it up a notch towards the end of that last round.
De La Hoya got hit, and he decided, hey, I'm going to hit right back. Good swift exchange there.
Oscar's head was there, but Hopkins missed it. Hopkins listening to his corner. Applying the pressure in round 7.
See, Oscar got him with the jab, then he brought the right hand behind it. That's what he's got to do, but he's got to lead with that jab. He's got to hit Hopkins with that jab before Hopkins hits him with that right.
It's a nice right by Hopkins, and Hopkins is turning up the heat.
Oh, he's just pressing him now. He's just laying his body on him. He's so much bigger and stronger than Oscar that Oscar's having trouble dealing with that.
This is the fight Hopkins has to fight.
I don't know if it's me, Rich, but Oscar's looking smaller and smaller in this fight. I didn't notice that there's that much size difference before, but now all of a sudden, with Hopkins pressing him and laying on him a little bit, Oscar's just looking smaller and smaller.
Now Hopkins is beginning to take the lead. This is the kind of pressure I expected from Bernard earlier in the fight, but he's really showing it here for the first time in round 7.
Well, what Hopkins has got to be careful of is he's all of a sudden started to ignore any power from Oscar at all. So he's just charging in there. Oscar still has enough power. If he hits him with a good right hand or a hook, he's liable to hurt him.
Look where Hopkins is holding his left hand. Good right hand from Hopkins, who's now starting to turn it up, and Oscar counters.
But you know, I don't know if either fighter has thrown a body shot the whole fight. They're just not going to the body at all.
Good point.
That's where I thought Oscar should
Neither
go.
Hopkins or Oscar, either one is throwing body shots.
Hopkins spins out of trouble.
With that height, you'd think that Oscar would try to get to that body, but I think he's fearful of dropping those hands.
Hopkins has been a master at being able to attack all parts of the body, really just breaking a guy down bit by bit.
But he's not breaking Oscar down to the body here.
Not tonight.
He just headhunting.
Final seconds, round 7, good round for Hopkins.
All right. The accumulation of those punches on Oscar are starting to take effect, I believe.
Round 8, we shall see. This thing has gone fast, hasn't it, guys?
Yeah. You look up and here it is, round 8. Amazing.
You know, one of the problems I have with Oscar's corner, and I've always had this problem with Floyd Mayweather, is that he offers a lot of advice, except for he doesn't offer strategy to win the fight. He is not coming forward with Oscar giving. He doesn't have a plan for Oscar to execute here. He's telling him this is the most important fight of your career.
Good punch. Good punch.
He's got to give him a plan.
Wow. There's some heavy shots exchanged inside there. Hopkins completely dropping his left hand now. As Lester pointed out, Hopkins loves to go to his left.
You know, Oscar's giving Hopkins too much room there. He's going to have to close the gap and fight him up a little closer because Hopkins getting room to extend those punches. He's got a lot of power when you give him room. Oscar's standing right down the middle.
De La Hoya is going to have to answer back here now because this is where Hopkins begins breaking a guy down, puffing up their faces. What he did to poor William Joppy last year. You've got to get something back.
Halfway through round 8 now. Oscar fighting on the inside, getting inside that long reach of Hopkins.
In the corner between last round, Hopkins had a little smile. I sensed that he had a very comforting feeling about this fight and the rest of the way. I mean, he's totally confident when he was in the corner.
Bernard working that jab much more in this round, listening to Bowie Fischer's instructions. Doing a good job of going out there. The executioner is executing.
Left hand from Oscar landed off the right from Hopkins.
Oscar just searching for a way, searching for anything he can do to get an advantage, but he's just outsized and outmanned here.
Well, he's certainly not out of this fight. I mean, he just needs He needs to make something dramatic happen. He's allowing Hopkins to just take over.
That's where his corner needs to tell him what he needs to do to counter, give him a strategy.
Hopkins has moved ahead on my scorecard.
Round 9. Hopkins taking charge the last 2 rounds. And he continues to put the pressure on we expected from the get-go. Now it's Oscar who's going backwards.
Look for something from Hopkins this round. He was saying, this is my round, this is my round.
If he's that confident, he should just let it go.
And they're telling Oscar to, he's got a jab, he's got a jab, he's got a jab. Well, you can't beat Bernard Hopkins just jabbing. You got to bring something behind it. You got to bring something with substance, and Oscar just has not been able to do that.
Stop punching. There we go. Come on, fellas. Time.
Kenny Bayless having a rough time.
Listen, stop with the foolishness, guys. Keep it clean.
I didn't think there was anything that dirty. Hopkins landed the right, he rushed in. Maybe got a shoulder in there, but it didn't look to me like there was anything that crazy going on.
It was certainly a break that Oscar was happy to take, I'm sure.
Hopkins saying round 9 is his round. I think his confidence has grown that he can handle this guy. And Oscar's felt probably some of the hardest punches of his career. Certainly from a world-class, all-time middleweight.
Watch your head. Watch your head.
That was a nice left hand underneath by Oscar.
This could be the end for Oscar De La Hoya. 10 and out, knockout. Hopkins, 9th round.
And he called it too. He said, this is my round.
Now the pain that Oscar felt has switched to anger at being knocked out. He realizes what has happened to him and he can't believe it.
Well, there's a saying in time of war, the first casualty is truth, and the truth is that Bernard Hopkins is just too big and too strong for Oscar De La Hoya.
Well, that's painfully evident, especially to De La Hoya now.
Boy, he put some butter on the roll too, didn't he? That was a wicked body shot he just took there.
We felt as though Hopkins had taken command of the previous 2 rounds and really moved the fight in his direction. And then the big shot. De La Hoya was really in pain when he went down.
Yeah, he couldn't even get up. He had no chance of getting up. He was trying. He's very upset because, you know, Oscar's a champion and he wanted to continue and fight, but he fought with all he had. That man right there is just too strong.
All right, let's take a look at the knockout. Inside he comes, left hook to the head. Down goes Oscar to one knee. Now he will crumble over. And he had been hit with a body punch.
Body punch on the inside.
Body punch first, then the shot to the head. And there is the exultation of victory for the executioner.
Yeah, delayed reaction by Oscar, but the pain was just too much. He couldn't stay up.
Now that's a hell of a shot to take somebody out with one of those.
He may have broken a rib or something there. You know, Hopkins' hands are just so heavy, and Oscar's, well, having fought all those lightweights and those junior lightweights and those welterweights.
He spit out his mouthpiece down there. To be honest, it is not a spectacular looking punch. It's the punch, there's a punch to the body and then a punch to the head. They're not your classic.
Well, it was hard to see the punch because they were almost in a clinch, and he just drilled it into those ribs. And when that happens, the air leaves your body, maybe broken rib. But you got to give Oscar credit for taking on this challenge.
Oh, it was a tough challenge, as Shakespeare would say. That's a valiant flea that dare eat his breakfast on the lip of a lion. That's what happens when you take the ultimate challenge sometimes.
The bout comes to a halt at 1 minute, 38 seconds of round number 9. the winner by knockout victory, and still the universally recognized, undisputed middleweight champion of the world, the pride of Philadelphia, Bernard, the Executioner Hopkins.
Hey, is it possible to get better as you get older?
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner with his trainer, Anatoly Lomachenko, wearing blue trimmed with yellow and weighing in at 134.6 pounds. He's a two-time Olympic gold medal champion, and now as a professional has captured 2 world titles and has a record of 10 victories with 8 wins by knockout, only 1 defeat. He's the former featherweight, former super featherweight world champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenger, Dame and Господа, from Odessa, Ukraine, Vasily Lomachenko. And across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, with his trainer, Carlos Linares, promoted by Taken Promotions and Golden Boy Promotions, wearing black with gold, and officially weighing in at 134.6 pounds. An outstanding professional record consisting of 44 victories, including 27 big wins by knockout, only 3 defeats, undefeated for 5 years. From Barrenas, Venezuela, former super featherweight world champion, the reigning and defending WBA Ring Magazine lightweight champion of the world, Jorge El Niño de Oro Linares.
The roar at MSG for a fight like this. Put it on the bucket list. Take it in sometime, folks. 2 of the very best. Lomachenko, Linares.
Received instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Ya que tiene las reglas en el camerino, usted hace todo el tiempo y obedece mis órdenes todo el tiempo. Touch him up.
Timothy Bradley, you have been in spots like this before. Your trilogy with Manny Pacquiao, your night of conquering Juan Manuel Marquez. What do you think of early when you have this task in front of you that Jorge Linares is charged with?
Well, once you get in the ring, all that nervousness you had in the locker room leaves you. This is like your home. You have experience. You've been here before. Now it's time to see who's the best fighter in the world is now.
Linares and Lomachenko, round number 1 for the lightweight title.
I want you guys to take your eyes to Loma's front foot, that lead foot. He always tries to get that front foot outside his opponent.
Absolutely critical for a southpaw, so that they have the advantage to shoot that straight left hand. There it comes with it as he fires it for the first time.
Wait on that power jab that Linares was talking about.
Linares mentioned that all week long, the power jab.
It's gonna be technical in the beginning. Both guys got to see what one another has.
Linares said, I want to see his timing before I commit to using my power. Another thing, he knows exactly where that foot is because he's been facing a steady diet of southpaws, in large measure in preparation for Lomachenko.
He knows where that foot is, but Lomachenko, he changes levels. He gives you different looks. He probes at that jab. He sticks it out there. He makes you believe that just that jab is going to come, and then he comes behind with something else, with another punch, maybe to the body, maybe even to the head.
Interesting you talk about the different levels, Tim, because I would say both guys acquit themselves very, very well, whether it's in, mid, or long range. Of course, there's been much talk about the fact that Linares would prefer to take advantage of the size behind that jab at range. chance for Loma have already started up here at MSG.
But you look at Linares' head, it's staying right in the middle. Look at Loma. He gets that head off the line. Look, just like there. He gets that head off the line. Off the line. That's the firing range there. That's what he does well. He always positions his body out of the firing range. That firing lane, that range, where you can be hit.
Loma came in, tried to place a left hand to the body, and there was a little return fire with a right hand from Linares.
Number one thing as it pertains to range, Linares has a 3.5-inch advantage. I'd like to keep this on the outside.
You can see across the shoulders as well, and that muscular back of Linares is just naturally the bigger man. And then you rehydrate after the weigh-in yesterday, and it's so noticeable. Left hand to the body from Lomachenko. End of one.
When I was in camp, things stopped when Mr. Honda, his Japanese promoter and manager, came to watch him spar. The gym was closed for the 9 rounds, and what Mr. Honda did afterward, forget managing, he trained him. And they spent a lot of time on the power jab and power shots in general.
He was promoted exclusively for many years by Mr. Honda, Tokyo-based promotions, and then a co-promotional agreement in 2010 with Golden Boy Promotions. And give Golden Boy, Mr. Honda, as well as Top Rank, a lot of credit for what often doesn't happen in this business. Crossing boxing's business and political lines to make the fight that fans want to see. That's what we have here.
In this case, Mr. Honda was a respected peacemaker, and in essence a diplomat between the two camps. But why this really happened is because of Jorge Linares. This is what he sees as his signature fight, and he appealed to what's best in Lomachenko to make it happen.
Good combination from Lomachenko. Touched him to the body and then split the guard upstairs.
He appealed to what's best and most honorable in Lomachenko, saying, let's put aside politics. I'll tell my people to make this happen. You tell yours. Instead of using Twitter as a device for cheap provocation, you know, he made it something. He made it a point of honor.
Linares standing that mid-distant range right there. I got clipped with that combination by Loma. Like I told you, sometimes he don't seem like he knows what he's doing in there. Use that jab.
You see those little dance steps from Loma. Greg Bishop from Sports Illustrated, a really interesting piece suggesting he had the best feet in all of sports, better than Federer, Antonio Brown. Really extraordinary.
And remember, the seed that was planted when he was a young man. He started to learn boxing at only 4 years old, his stance, how to throw a punch. Then he was pulled out of boxing to do traditional Ukrainian dance classes. His father, Anatoly, who's by his side to this day, didn't let him return to fight until he was 13. Those Ukrainian dance classes, he says all the time, have paid off with the angles. There's body work down from Linares.
Watch how beautifully he moves to his right, Lomachenko. And, you know, Linares is a pretty slick guy to be throwing punches at air.
Well, Linares is doing well this round, in my opinion.
I agree.
He's hitting Loma with some good shots over the top. He's staying home, and he's returning fire. He knows he's the bigger guy. He has the longer arms. When Loma stays there a little bit too long, you see Linares step to him with combinations.
See, here's the beauty of Loma as defensive prowess that we rave about, like a Mayweather or Pernell Whitaker, a willingness to do that. Good exchange, end of round 2. Vasily Lomachenko, who won a world title and is just his 3rd pro fight, up against the current lightweight world champion, Jorge Linares, who first won a title himself when he was just 21 years old back in 2007. Let's go back to the last round, Tim. Saw that combination from Loma.
Well, this is one way to do it. You step inside, you go to the body against a bigger man, split the guard there with the uppercut. But how he did it, he stepped on Linares' feet, kept him still right there for just a moment. and work that combination.
It's a Ukrainian dance move.
That's right. And critical. And Tim, you said it right from the start. Watch the front feet of both men. Often an indicator when you see southpaw versus orthodox as to who's having their way.
Watch for a clash of heads, too, because as we know, Linares is susceptible to cuts.
In 8 different fights, he's been cut. Was cut back in January.
Linares just threw an uppercut. That's a punch. That's a secret weapon that he has that I think could be very susceptible that Lomachenko is going to get hit with or get caught with. He sometimes comes in the middle. If he can time him perfectly when he's attacking, he can hit him with that uppercut.
Bernardo was just in the corner of Lomachenko. Bernardo, what can you tell us?
Anatoly, his father, is actually quite concerned with the low blows that he sees Linares throwing and the rabbit punches. So he told Vasily, be careful with those 2 things.
Tim, what do you make of that?
I don't see any low blows that he's landed. Have you seen any low blows?
No, not that Ricky Gonzalez has called out, nor that Lomachenko has shown any effect from. There's been some work to the belt line, but nothing that has strayed beyond that. There's a split the guard left hand from Lomachenko. Now he gets into the pocket, threw up the combination. Linares gets space on it.
I'm surprised that Linares is actually just standing right in front of him.
Comes in with a right hand against Lomachenko, blocked by the elbow.
Slowly, you're going to see Lomachenko turn it up, find his spots and his moments, and break down that defense of Linares.
Good example of you think he's there, and then all of a sudden he isn't there as Lomachenko goes out to the right. Mark, you said look for that. We see it. There's a left uppercut from Linares. Good body work and a combination from Lomachenko. He landed that left hand just under the right elbow of Jorge Linares.
Loma's starting to turn it up.
And as soon as Linares thinks he knows where he is, he disappears to the right. Lomachenko.
Defensive master, but yet offensive minded. The best of both worlds. End of 3. Here we are in Midtown Manhattan. And a Venezuelan and a Ukrainian are taking over New York. And everybody can't get enough of it. The lightweight world championship, Linares and Lomachenko. Saw a lot of what we always rave about from Lomachenko in that last round. Bernardo was in the corner of Linares after that 3rd round. Bernardo, what are they concerned with?
Well, Rudy Hernandez was telling Jorge Linares, you've got to keep your punches short. Use your uppercut, don't load up, and keep throwing punches up the middle, but you've got to work everything off the jab.
According to CompuBox, he has thrown more punches than Lomachenko. Both fighters landing at 27%. There is the tally.
Loma's getting real busy now, working his combinations up and down, especially with that straight left hand. He changes levels, gets his head out.
Little up jab coming off that right hip, Tim.
He got his head off the line and threw that up jab.
Combination, it included a left hand to the body, and then it finished with a left hand upstairs.
If I was Linares, I would try to push the fight a little bit further out. He's too close. Loma's gonna have his way with him.
I wonder if Linares misses the voice of Ismael Salas, with whom he's 13-0. He went to England to train David Hay. Maybe it was a bigger payday or perhaps a lack of judgment. But Rudy Hernandez is in his corner.
Gonzalez is going to have to separate him. And the warning from the referee to Linares.
Yeah, those were some dirty shots behind the head. That's called rabbit punching. That's illegal. Maybe Linares is getting a little frustrated.
Well, that is one of the questions that is always needed to be answered against Lomachenko. Handling the frustration. Can Linares handle the pressure of Loma's mental warfare with the physical warfare with aplomb? Will he stay cool, stay to the plan as this crowd roars with the angles and moves of Lomachenko?
High pace, moves around a guy. Ooh.
There's a right hand from Linares.
He timed him with that right hand.
That was nice. And right back to the jab is Lomachenko.
Talk about Lomachenko.
Lead right uppercut.
Breaking down his opponents is something he can sense in their beat, in their rhythm. They take some pauses. That's when he pounces.
Lomachenko, round number 5.
Who are you? Who are you? Where'd you come from?
Who are you, bud?
Just Omaha.
I have to mention, size does make a big difference. It does. But only if you use it in the right way. Linares has a 2-inch reach advantage. Linares is physically bigger and stronger. Why doesn't he use that reach advantage? Why doesn't he use that height?
Because
stay on the outside.
Lomachenko's not letting him.
Naturally smaller man is stalking the bigger champion. Tried to come with that right uppercut, and as soon as he does, Loma's in the pocket, return fire with a 2-punch combination from Linares. But look at Lomachenko, comfortable in that hot kitchen. Wrapping up that right arm as Gonzalez will break him. There's an angle, lost his footing for a moment just as he was throwing that left hand. But you see how the angles of Lomachenko can create the offensive opportunity.
Beautiful angles, getting off that line, spinning around his opponent, firing combinations, going down to the body, adjusting his height.
Some blood coming from the nose of the champ, Jorge Linares. And there is a warning for a low blow from Linares. Anatoly was concerned, said Bernardo Osuna.
Linares choosing to stand in mid-distance range, trying to land combinations, and Loma's having his way with him in spots.
Against his own interest, you know, the bigger man wants to be outside in this case.
Yes.
The smaller man wants to be in. And there really is quite a size difference. You can just see it.
Did you see him make Linares miss with that right hand by slipping out to his right hand?
Good combination, and a left hand scores for Lomachenko. Just ask him about the Matrix. He'll tell you what he has that others don't.
That's what happens. That's
the red pill and the blue pill.
He said it yesterday. That's what I have that others don't. He is the Matrix with his angles and his ability to still punch off of them. Round number 6 of this title fight.
Linares came back with a little low one of his own.
He is going a little bit low near the belt line.
I'll tell you, you can start to see swelling, especially around the left eye of Jorge Linares. Discoloration around both, but swelling around the eye. We will watch for that. Good combination from Linares as he landed a left hand. Now remember, he had the warning earlier. Another warning here from Ricky Gonzalez. One more, and it could be a point deduction.
Lomachenko is systematically breaking down Linares. systematically, applying all that pressure. Look at that pressure, man. Dealing with that pressure is no joke. Especially we got punches. Guy gets off the line real quick feet, get around you with shots.
But he talks about music, about beats. When he says, I can feel them discouraged, they're playing to my music.
Yeah, he's...
Good work from Linares. Much of that blocked, but still offensive output. And look at Loma, stepping right to him, landed a left uppercut, and then an overhand right at short distance from only a few inches away. Nearly caught him coming in with a left hand, did Linares. Great ability to get away and land a punch of his own. His fan base, Lomachenko, the Ukrainian fan base, has come out in force here at MSG. And I'll tell you this, listen, they can have the jingoistic fervor. These are boxing fans as well. There are Lomachenko fans that have developed stateside that just want to see him.
I think that the template was cut years ago with Manny Pacquiao. If I told you and say...
Oh! Linares caught him! Lomachenko goes down! What a turn!
Hey, you okay? Step over here.
And now how will Loma react? You never know what's gonna happen.
Great right hand.
A right hand from Linares floors the pound-for-pound best.
Вытяните пробить, вытяните. Он тебя ждет, он ловит. Все банально просто. А ты ведешься на это. Не надо газовать. Ты же все видишь. Вытащи. Он тебя ловит.
Here it is.
Here it is. Loma walking straight in, getting real overconfident, got clipped with the right hand as he came in. When you come straight down the middle, the firing range, guess what? Linares met him with the right hand, right on the button. That's the southpaw killer. Straight right hand. Boom, right on the chin.
Vasily Lomachenko, never knocked down as a pro, as Oscar De La Hoya, the promoter of Jorge Linares, can't get enough of it. You've got to go back to the 2007 World Championships. As an amateur, he was knocked down once, and it happens tonight now as a pro. Round number 7. The champ's got a little something in him, doesn't he, Mark?
You saw him come out with a lead left hook there. At the end of that round, Lomachenko started really working away from him. We'll see if this can give Linares new life.
Tim, we have said for a long time that Lomachenko is seemingly impervious to overconfidence. Was he too confident there with the way he approached Linares and paying the price?
I think it was a mistake. Yes, I thought he was a little bit overconfident. He walked straight in. That's not like him. And Linares met him with that right hand. So yes. You see him a little bit more defensive now with his hands up. Now he's been a little bit more patient on his attack. Starting to probe again with that jab. Stick it out there. Changing levels. Linares came out real aggressive. That's what happens. Momentum shift just for a moment.
It's the beauty of this sport.
Adrenaline.
One punch can change everything. Let's see what impact it makes here.
The beauty of the sport is no matter how beautiful Lomachenko looks and invulnerable, guess what? He is vulnerable.
ESPN.com's Dan Rayfield sitting ringside has Lomachenko up 57-56 through 6 rounds. Keep in mind, you just had a 10-8 round for Linares in that last round.
Linares just landed Another right hand. It was short. Short right hand as Lomachenko stepped in.
Mark Kriegel, you were the one giving warnings earlier tonight. As much as we know of his greatness, as much as we're wowed with the skill, don't sleep on what Linares is and what he's capable of.
Bigger, stronger, longer.
That left hand strayed down there, as Lomachenko pointed out. It hit him on the leg, but Ricky Gonzalez, the referee, was turned. Remember, there's already been 2 warnings to Linares.
He's looking for that point. Lomachenko is. Linares, bigger, stronger, longer. And let's not forget that he is, in fact, the champion at 135.
It's easy to forget when you go through the resume of Lomachenko, but this is a guy in Linares with 44 wins, 27 by knockout, and has the belt. Blocking that uppercut was Lomachenko, then coming in with a right hand to the sternum. Middle rounds have been great, haven't they?
Loma was timed with that right hand. There's spots where you can time him. He comes, brings his head back in the middle, and when he does that, you're able to time him. Great shot by Linares. And it also shows everybody that Loma is real. He's a real person.
Double jab, right, well, left hand from Loma, then gets back into the pocket with a left. As Linares is tying up those hands for a moment, and Lomachenko fights out of it, comes with the right jab. Right hand tried to split the guard from Linares. Good combination, 1-2 from Linares. And then snapping back that head again is Lomachenko, able to get off the ropes.
One thing Linares talked about that he's not doing too much of is going to the body.
There's a cut. There's a cut over the left eye.
Happens time and time again, and it's a significant one. We'll see how they tend to that. But now, for the 9th fight in his career, he is cut. Jorge Linares cut over the left eye.
Lomachenko's going right after it, too.
He is going after it.
It's his nature, too.
But he's still making a mistake and stepping back. His footwork is great, but he does make mistakes with his footwork sometimes.
He caught him with a right hand on that cut. Look at him place that jab. Lomachenko doubling it up. And then puts that right hand on that blood again. He likes that target, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
He became a completely re-energized fighter as soon as he saw that cut.
I would too. When I see blood, that's what I did. You want to attack that eye. Linares still has that punching power.
We saw that with the right hand in the 6th round.
But Loma knows that now. So when he finishes combinations, he puts that left hand up to block that right hand of Linares.
Good solid round for Vasily Lomachenko. 2 rounds ago, he was down. Now here in the 8th, he opens up a cut over the left eye of Jorge Linares. As we will get a closer look as to what they are dealing with. Digging in that adrenaline and applying pressure to that cut above the left eye.
Rudy Hernandez, the brother of Los Angeles legend Chiquinito Hernandez, but also, as far as Linares is concerned, he says, I have the best cut man in the business.
That's good. That's
and
why
he needs him.
He does need him.
Definitely need a good cut man in your corner. Never know when you're going to get cut.
If you're Linares, it's rather frequently.
Right often. But great instructions from the corner. They told him to stay there. If he's going to stay there, they need that. Linares needs to fire. Take your chances and fire. Throw combinations.
Taking chances is something that the last 4 opponents against Lomachenko were not willing to do. They quit on the stool. Is there a point when Linares may jettison the idea of winning on the outside or winning the way he thought he would and just go for broke against Loma?
The best way to beat Loma is to keep him at the best distance where his power is, to keep him on the end of his jab and the end of his right hand.
When he hit him with that right hand, when he dropped him, he was at distance. Right. Loma walked into that shot.
That's correct. He walked in and placed that right hand, timed it perfectly. That was round number 6, but round number 8 had the ebb and flow, swing back towards Lomachenko.
That's it. Loma is the only fighter that I see that likes to hang out in that mid-distance range.
Total power punch is a 112.83 advantage according to CompuBox for Linares. Of course, he had the best power punch of the fight in the 6th round.
No matter what Lomachenko can do, no matter how he can transform himself, red pill, blue pill, he can't make himself bigger and stronger.
He has the body of a natural featherweight, but the skill of name your weight.
Which is why this is such an extraordinary accomplishment if he gets it, just to take the challenge.
Keep in mind what that accomplishment is. Going up in weight, trying to become the fastest in history to become a 3-division world champion. You saw Oscar De La Hoya sitting ringside, cheering on the fighter he promotes in Jorge Linares. Oscar De La Hoya, generationally one of the greats, won his 3rd weight class title in his 22nd pro fight. Lomachenko, if he pulls this off tonight, would do it in 12. That would be the best in history.
A really good round for Linares right now.
Really?
Linares is that, yeah, I think it's a great round for him right now.
Really good round for Rudy Hernandez as well.
Exactly. The cut has held up. Great work by Hernandez.
Jorge es el vecino ganado. Llevamos un gran ganado.
Linares throws a good combination, that uppercut, a very sneaky punch. Every now and then, Loma likes to sit in the middle. He likes to stay in that mid-distance range. Straight left hand. Loma getting his head outside, that jab, and throws his left hand down the middle and lands.
Let me go back to that first combination. When was the last time you've seen Lomachenko get hit with punches in combination like that?
You got to throw punches against a guy that has defense. The more punches you throw, the more opportunity you're going to have to land on them. If you throw one shot at a time, guess what? You're going to miss that one shot. But if you throw combinations, the 3, the 4, it can land.
Have you seen Loma get hit like that, though?
No. But like I told you, Loma likes to hang out in that mid-distance range. He's real good at getting off the line, but sometimes he makes mistakes by coming back in that firing lane instead of going around.
Good start to this round from the champ. Linares coming forward to open up the 10th round with a 4-punch combination, but then splitting that guard was Lomachenko. Pops that right hand back at him. See Loma trying to work free there as Linares tied up that left hand.
Linares is getting real sneaky. He's throwing that left hook, trying to catch Loma when he comes in.
Jab into the angle from Lomachenko. Didn't come with the left hand behind it. Some more swelling around the eyes of Linares, but that cut is holding together for now.
Each guy has had, in essence, 2 careers. For Lomachenko, it was his amateur and now his professional career. For Linares, after the Sergio Thompson fight, he was ready to quit. That was 13 wins ago.
He talked about the fact of how happy he was to rededicate himself, to make some changes, and to have moments like this.
Robert Diaz of Golden Boy told us that Golden Boy wanted to drop him. He insisted, no, the best is yet to come for Linares.
Excellent work on the inside by Lomachenko moments ago.
Then you see Linares step around.
Fires back with the right hand.
Linares pulled a Lomachenko.
Yes, he did.
Once again, that southpaw jab hitting the target of that cut over the left eye of Linares.
This is really high-level stuff.
Unbelievable stuff. Right in the center of the ring, and Linares goes down. Lomachenko scores the knockdown. It's over! It's over! He did it! Lomachenko, the fastest in history to become a 3-division world champ. A nasty left hook to the body has MSG on fire, has Linares down and out, and has Lomachenko and the Ukrainian fans and fight fans throughout this grand arena on their feet. Lomachenko knocks out Linares. You want to see a liver shot from one of the very best? Take us through it, Tim.
There's a Lomachenko landing combinations on Linares. Finds that liver shot as Linares tries to throw that right hand. He found a little spot.
Right there.
Right there underneath the arm.
Left hand
of Linares.
Liver shot, as they say, on the button. Boom! Wow. Good luck surviving that.
Let's remember that he did the best thing you can do in boxing to get there. He got up off the canvas.
Yeah, he did.
Just as you said, Mark, this is high-level stuff. Linares engaged in high-level stuff with the best in the biz, and the end result was, at that singular moment, he couldn't survive it. A devastating left hand to the body has history made at MSG. Here's Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Madison Square Garden, the end comes as referee Ricky Gonzalez lets the champion is unable to continue. The winner at 2:08 of round number 10, and new WBA Ring Magazine lightweight champion of the world, Vasily Lomachenko.
All right, we're ready to go. Daniel Zaragoza never has been a great knockout artist. He's a tactician in the ring. He's a very smart, cunning southpaw fighter. And he'll be relying on those skills tonight against his stronger, younger fighter, Eric Morales. Let's go, Eric. The thing you have to keep in mind is Zaragoza does cut easily. Hopefully that won't be a factor in this fight because these fans, there's 6,000 of them packed here in this El Paso Coliseum. We're looking forward to a great fight. Here we go. Zaragoza, the southpaw, in the green trunks. The reigning WBC Super Bantamweight King. And immediately, he pushes him up against the ropes. Eric Morales easily slips away. Big fight for Morales. Biggest fight of his young career. Rest assured, he'll be cautious in these early moments. That left in, that good left jab. Morales has that reach advantage, approximately 4-inch reach advantage. Should work to his advantage. Zaragoza's no fool, though. He's not going to make any critical mistakes here in the early going. Gets in the left. Leads with the left, surprisingly. Oh, good loop in left by Zaragoza. That one landed. Morales missing with the right. Good looping right by Zaragoza. So far, this is Zaragoza's round. Both fighters in excellent condition for this championship bout. Good right by Morales. Both boxers biding their time, feeling each other out. Zaragoza's led with that left on 3 occasions already. And the crowd chanting Zaragoza. Pro Zaragoza crowd here in El Paso. He's been a great warrior over the years. Never be accused of ducking anybody. Zaragoza at 39, Morales at 20. Perfect matchup to see if the Warrior still has it and to see if Morales has what it takes to become a champion. Although Zaragoza's 39, he's been very active still in his career. He fights 2 to 3 times per year. No harm done in this fight so far. Although Zaragoza's getting the best of this first round. Good left jab by Morales. Zaragoza walked right into it. Morales comes right back, factoring that left again. Morales does have quick hands. Well, the air conditioning is not what this Coliseum is noted for. It's at 90 degrees at ringside. So these guys might as well be fighting outdoors in the heat. They're both in excellent condition. There's not an ounce of fat on their midsection, that's obvious.
Cuando salgas, también no salgas con las manos abajo porque él puede tirar la derecha recta, que es la que anda buscando. Levanta la cabeza, cierra los ojos. Tienes en los ojos, Nato, no está bien. Muy vivo, todos los rounds muy vivo. Fíntalo mucho porque es un peleador muy novato y te tiene un poco de respeto.
Well, coming into this bout, the thinking was Zaragoza, as old as he is and as young as Morales is going to have to steal some of these early rounds because if this fight is even in the latter stages of this bout, it should work to Morales' favor. Morales is a tireless worker in the ring. Second round action of this WBC Super Bantamweight Championship bout. No telling blows yet in this fight. I give the first round to Zaragoza 10-9. My unofficial scoring. Well, Morales is very adept at clearing himself free of any difficulty and up against the ropes. Oh, strong left by Zaragoza, a haymaker, and it landed. But Morales didn't even blink, so he obviously can take a shot. Zaragoza just sneaked that right in, pushed him up against the ropes there in the corner. Good jab, 2 good jabs by Morales. He's beginning to connect with that jab now. Good right by Morales, and another sharp right by Morales. The best shot of the fight so far by Morales, the challenger. Eric Morales, 19 years younger than the champion. He's a strong body puncher. He's taller, and once again, he has a greater reach than the champ. Zaragoza slips in that right. Morales with a good right uppercut, and again, he slips away from the ropes. Morales is a young fighter, but he's a very experienced fighter in the ring. Good right by Morales. He hurt Zaragoza, and Zaragoza immediately punches. Morales taking control of this second round. Good right by Morales. Backs him up against the ropes, right in front of us. Another good extremely quick hands. Left jab getting through. Zaragoza comes back with that left lead. Zaragoza lunging now, beginning to fight out of his fight plan. Morales appears to be the more polished of the two fighters in the ring. This is shaping up as a great fight. Good left jab by Morales. He's been punishing Zaragoza in this round. Give that round to Morales.
Utiliza los pasos laterales, ¿ok? Quedamos que ibas a caminar para el lado izquierdo y después regresamos al lado derecho. Trabájale también el contragolpe. Atrás a tu mano derecha para que elimines el volado que traes con la mano izquierda.
Que tome un poquito de agua, Rafael.
Síguelo manteniendo ocupado con tu plexus. Síguelo picando el plexus. Trucha, se va, embiste para el lado izquierdo y, y te hace la finta y se va para el lado derecho. Haz pasito para atrás y nada más pásalo y regrésalo lo rápido. No lo pienses tanto, trata de regresar rápido, ¿ok? Muy bien, mantén esa.
Cuando estés ahí cerca, dale lo que puedas abajo y jalonéalo, empújalo. Más vivo, largo con su derecha.
Well, you know, Zaragoza normally mixes body shots with uppercuts, but he hasn't really resorted to body shots, and I would hasten to think that since the fight is turning against him, you might want to start working inside. There he goes to the body right there. Zaragoza is a tactician in the ring, constantly thinking, once again, trying to pull his challenger up against the ropes. This Morales is awfully quick on his feet and with his hand speed. See if Zaragoza tries to work inside more in this third round. Unofficially, I'd score this fight even so far, giving the first round to Zaragoza, the second to Morales. Oh, Zaragoza missing wildly with the right. Eric Morales feeding off of that left jab of his, and he should. He's scoring with it. He's backing Zaragoza up. Zaragoza with that looping left. Doesn't hurt him. Now he goes to the body again with that left. Morales comes right back. Excellent fight. Zaragoza with a couple of good body shots. Morales leading with that right. Zaragoza walked right into it. Zaragoza bleeds easily. He's cut easily in his last two bouts, but so far his face is clean. A little puffy perhaps underneath his right eye, and Morales just landed a shot on that right eye. Perhaps Morales sees that swelling over there, and he's going to start working on it. Morales is the fresher of the two fighters at this point. Again, the crowd chants Zaragoza, imploring the champion to get off the schneid here. Oh, good right by Morales. He's the quicker of the two. His counter. Oh, sharp right by Morales. His counter punching has been extremely effective here. Zaragoza leading with the left, missing with the right. Good left body shot. Zaragoza appears somewhat frustrated. Good left by Zaragoza. This is going to be a tough fight to call. Both fighters landing some bombs. That time, once again, Morales with a better exchange on the counter punching. Just a little bit quicker than Zaragoza. But Zaragoza has a heart of a lion. Keep that in mind. Good left by Zaragoza. And Morales comes right back with two sharp lefts. Zaragoza in trouble, spins him around on the ropes and works the body. And that's the end of the third round. Great fight. Straight left coming up right there. Another straight left. That left of his has been extremely quick. As I said, he's been feeding off of that left. Fourth round action. Extremely close bout. Perhaps give the nod at this point to Morales. Zaragoza trying to work the body. That's his forte. He really hasn't resorted to it frequently enough. Morales is so fresh though, so young, in such great condition. It's hard to imagine him getting tired from body shot, but here comes Zaragoza. Morales with that good right. Fortunately for Zaragoza, he has yet to bleed in this fight. Morales tends to force Zaragoza to back up. That's not what Zaragoza wants to do, and that's not how he's going to retain his title. Zaragoza with a good right. Morales shakes his head, saying it didn't hurt, but usually when a fighter does that, it did hurt. Good left, another good sharp left jab by Morales. Zaragoza leads with that left, but he's not scoring with it as frequently as he was in the early going. Good right by Morales. Both fighters at this point, I'm sure, are looking for their second win. It's been a very heated exchange from the opening bell. Good looping left hook that time. One of the few times we've seen a left hook from Morales, and he scored with it. Morales, 19 years younger than the champion. Getting his first world title shot. He's the current NABF champ. As I mentioned, Zaragoza, this is his 22nd WBC title belt in 12 years. Needless to say, he loves the fight game. He earns his pay, and he's earning it tonight. Zaragoza with a big right, big looping right. And this time, for the first time, he hurts Morales because Morales clinched. Now the ref is warning Zaragoza. And here comes Zaragoza. He senses a kill here. He knows he hurt Morales. Morales wisely clinches and then backs away. That's the first time Morales has been hurt in this fight. Tremendous looping right. It was a bomb from left field. Morales wisely utilizes that jab to try and back him away. Morales flickering away with his left and right. Extremely quick, and here comes Morales. Now Zaragoza clinches at the bell. Tremendous bell. The crowd rises to its feet. All right, let's look at that looping right. There it is right there. That's the most telling blow of the entire fight. And Zaragoza, with one swooping right, just even this bout up. You can tell when a fighter's hurt when he clinches. When he clinches, he's biding his time. Zaragoza's done it a couple of times, and Morales just did it then. This crowd is enjoying this fight. 5th round action. We have to score this fight even. And the referee warning Zaragoza about a headbutt. That's the last thing Zaragoza would want to do, I think, as frequently as he cuts. Zaragoza is a lot more confident in the ring now. Fighting just above us. Morales does appear to be extremely fresh still. Stop! As I mentioned, Morales is a tireless fighter. He tries to wear an opponent down. He throws hard, he's a strong body puncher. And Zaragoza's taking this fight to him. Good left by Zaragoza. Morales appears to have slowed down somewhat. He's not throwing those combinations out with rapid fire as he was back in the second round. Good left body shot by Zaragoza. That time Morales won that on the counter punch with that left. A little quicker off that counter. Got that left jab in twice there. Zaragoza with that left, leading with another good right. Zaragoza hurt him again with that haymaker from right field. Zaragoza with the body punch. He is going to the body a little bit more often, but it's not as often as you've seen in previous world title fights. Good left, missed with the right. Morales is cut slightly on the right bridge of his nose. Nothing to worry about. And Zaragoza has yet to bleed, which is a rarity for him. We're in the 4th round. Check that, the 5th round. Championship fight. And the crowd has gotten its money's worth tonight. It's amazing how Zaragoza could maintain this pace at the age of 39. It's obvious he's an extremely dedicated warrior. All right, have to give this round to Zaragoza as well. 1.2 million people, a highly partisan Zaragoza crowd here tonight. He's hoping to prove himself as a great champion tonight, and it's been a tremendous fight. 6-round action. So far, I unofficially would give the nod to Zaragoza, slightly. Morales was in command in the 2nd and 3rd rounds, but since then, Zaragoza's taking control. And here comes Morales. No sooner do I speak, and here comes Morales. Morales a little bit out of control there. Really didn't hurt him. He looked good, but he really didn't hurt him. Zaragoza with the left and the right. Morales not able to slip up against the ropes as he was earlier in this bout. Perhaps Morales is finally slowing down. Goes to the left and the right, Morales with the right uppercut. And the ref warning Zaragoza to keep his punches up. Oh, headbutt right there. Unintentional headbutt, but a headbutt nevertheless. Morales was reaching in, they were both reaching in, it was a headbutt, unintentional. We'll have to watch closely to see if it opened up a gash on Zaragoza's left eye. So far, it doesn't appear it did. Good right by Morales, and Zaragoza backs him right off. Zaragoza appears to have survived that headbutt. But there is swelling underneath his left eye. Zaragoza working the body in the corner. Both fighters missing more frequently now, apparently. Dying for that second win. Morales has lost a little bit of quickness in his hand speed. Body punches will do that to you. Again, the referee warning Zaragoza by the late blow on the clinch. Good right uppercut by Morales. Good left shot to the body there by Zaragoza. Morales steps away. A little bit too casual, I might add. Getting a bit sloppy in the ring. It's been an extremely fast-paced bout. Both fighters apparently showing some exhaustion here. Here comes Morales with that good sharp right. Now let's take a look at the head, but as you see, it's unintentional. Both fighters are moving in. It happens so frequently, just as it did in the Holyfield-Tyson fight. Here's a warning for holding here. It wasn't a late blow on the clinch, but holding and hitting in the back. That's what caused the warning from the ref. All right, 7th round action. I scored that last round even, unofficially, of course. 6,000 fans here watching a tremendous championship bout. It's been everything they had hoped for and then some. Zaragoza, so far, I'd say, has taken command of this bout. He's 39 years old, and yet he appears to be a little bit fresher. Good looping left again by Zaragoza. Morales is going to have to mount a comeback here, because this fight's slipping away from him. And you have to think that with Zaragoza being the champion, if it's going to be an extremely close fight, the scoring is going to go his way. That's normally the case. Well, Morales normally is a strong body puncher as well, but he hasn't really worked the body in this fight. Something we haven't seen from him. He's been going for the big KO, going to the head, zeroing in on the head. It was effective back in the second and third rounds, but ever since it's been Zaragoza's fight. Although the rounds have been extremely close. Good left jab that time by Morales. Zaragoza with that right jab. Missing there at the right. Both fighters missing frequently. Seventh round action. 12-round championship bout for the WBC Super Bantamweight title. Morales has slowed down considerably. And quite frankly, he seems a little bit confused. He's not sure how he could punish Zaragoza. Zaragoza more or less is, oh, good left by Zaragoza. And Morales beckons him to come in for more. Problem is, Morales hasn't been hurting him. Good left lead again by Zaragoza. A lot of people here at ringside thought this was Morales' night. But so far, it's been Zaragoza's night. Albeit a close bout. Give that round to Zaragoza too. Eric Morales hails from Tijuana. In his 26 fights, he has 20 knockouts, so he's gained the nickname El Terrible, but it's been Zaragoza who's been El Terrible in the last couple of rounds. Morales trying to pick up the action here. Perhaps he senses this fight slipping away from him. Good left by Morales, another good left. And he comes over with the right, and immediately Zaragoza clinches. Zaragoza's no fool. When he senses trouble, he clinches. Good looping left again by Zaragoza. No serious. There have been no knockdowns in the fight, and on only one occasion was anybody seriously in trouble. That's Morales when he was hit with that haymaker from Zaragoza back in the 5th round, I believe it was. Morales trying to work that jab, feed off that jab. He was successful with that. Good right by Zaragoza. He caught him up against the ropes with that lunging right. Morales tries to back him off with that right uppercut, but Zaragoza just keeps swooping in. Zaragoza on the attack now. Morales had him back it off. But now it's Zaragoza applying the heat. Oh, he hurt Zaragoza with a right. Morales, for the first time tonight, has stunned Zaragoza, the champion. Good, sharp, short right. Again with the right. Zaragoza in trouble now. Here comes Morales. Zaragoza refuses to quit. Continues to apply the pressure. Morales spins off the ropes and lands a right. 2 good left jabs. Zaragoza is tiring. Zaragoza's in trouble. Good right uppercut. Zaragoza could go down. Morales relentlessly landing shots immediately above us. Zaragoza's wobbly on his feet. Here comes Zaragoza. The heart of a champion. You're seeing it right here. How Zaragoza stayed on his feet is beyond me. That right, that's what he hurt Morales with earlier in the bout. And here comes Morales. Look at this short, crisp right. There it is right there. Tremendous shot. All right, here we go. Crowd is on its feet. All 6,000 of them as we begin the 9th round of this 12-round championship bout. It's amazing how Zaragoza didn't go down. Morales is right back in this fight again, following that stunning performance in that 8th round. Sensational bout. Zaragoza is puffy underneath his left eye. I don't think it's obstructing his vision yet. But that could cut open any moment. Oh, Morales with a right. Zaragoza foolishly missed with a wild shot, and Morales capitalized on it with that counter. Zaragoza with a right, gets 2 rights in. Zaragoza comes back, working the body against the ropes. And a good left. Morales is playing possum, or if he's actually being harmed by these shots. But he's taking some blows. He's still on his good right by Morales. And here comes Morales. This crowd is loving it. Zaragoza with that looping left, but it doesn't seem to be nearly as effective as it once was. Zaragoza, perhaps a sign of him growing weary in the ring, trying to work up against the ropes more frequently. Has to use his legs less up against the ropes. Here comes Morales, getting that hand speed back. He has a quicker hand speed here in the latter stages of this fight. The crowd roaring Zaragoza, trying to charge him up. Recharge that battery of his. Morales dancing on his toes, appearing to be a little fresher. Well, he's 19 years younger. Zaragoza with the low blow, and again it immediately strikes a warning from the ref. Good left by Zaragoza. Can't believe neither fighter's gone down yet in this fight. They both landed some bombs. Oh, Zaragoza missing with the left. We had another headbutt there, incidental headbutt. All right, Zaragoza missing Wally. Morales with that right, 2 sharp rights, and the left, and the left. Well, Morales is looking brilliant at this moment. Here comes Zaragoza working the body, comes on top. Working the body some more. Fighting at close range now. He's noted for that, working the body at close range. Didn't do it earlier in the fight. Now he comes back on top again with the left. Extremely active bout. We begin the 10th round. Anybody's fight. Morales with a body blow. Good body shot by Morales, one of the best ones of the fight. And he just lands 2 sharp rights to the face of Zaragoza, the champion. Just when you think Zaragoza's going to go down, he comes right back. The heart of a lion. That's what he's been noted for throughout his career. Zaragoza working the body immediately above us here at ringside. Zaragoza isn't cut yet, which is amazing for him. Just slightly puffy underneath his left eye. Morales working that left eye with 2 striking jabs. Morales, a little bit more active right here than Zaragoza. Has a little bit more hand speed. Morales with 2 good lefts, including that uppercut. He's just getting off a little quicker here. Zaragoza's going to have to shorten his punches. Most of his blows right here are looping shots. It appears both fighters are almost taking a break here in this round. Zaragoza working the ropes. Morales gets that right in. No critical blows yet in this round. Oh, good right by Morales. That backed him up. And Zaragoza leans into a left and he goes down. The right uppercut may have floored him. Oh, Zaragoza leaned into that left. And it may have been that short, crisp uppercut that floored him. First knockdown of the fight. Here in the 10th round, Zaragoza at a distinct disadvantage now, as Morales has the upper hand. He's the quicker of the two, and that's going to be scored a 10-8 round. Let's see how Zaragoza can come back from that. Morales with a right, another right. Left uppercut. It's all Morales here. Eric Morales of Tijuana may very well take this championship belt away from the fabled champion, Daniel Zaragoza. Knockdown. He walked into that left, and it was a body shot that sent him to the canvas. It was not a right uppercut to the jaw. It was a body blow. He did walk into that left. There's that left right there that he walked into, and the body blow sent him down. Well, you have to wonder if a shot like that would have floored Zaragoza back in his prime, say when he was in his late 20s. Here we go. As we begin the 11th round, 12-round bout for the WBC Super Bantamweight title. Following that 10-8 round by Morales, I suppose unofficially you'd have to give Morales the slight lead here on points. Zaragoza has fought back from adversity so often in his illustrious career. Let's see if he can pull this one out of the hat. The good thing for Zaragoza is he doesn't have to worry about cuts. Too frequently, that's been a distraction for him in his career, especially lately. This should wind down as a great finish. Morales with a good right. And he stuns Zaragoza again. Zaragoza's in trouble. Morales and Zaragoza desperately tries to fight back Morales with the left jab. Both fighters landing on that exchange. Zaragoza clinching, trying to catch his breath. And Zaragoza lands a left. They call it a slip. It wasn't a tremendous punch. I think it just caught him off balance. Totally unexpected. Morales had dropped his guard ever so momentarily. Zaragoza looking for Morales with a right shot. Morales is getting in those blows with rapid frequency now. Zaragoza could be behind on points. He realizes how close this bout is. For him to be clinching at this stage could only indicate that he's extremely tired. Zaragoza lunging in. He appears to be the more unpolished of the two boxers. Good right, good left, good right by Morales. Morales backing him up against the rope. Good left uppercut by Morales. And immediately Zaragoza clinches. This is Morales' round so far. No question about it. Morales working the body, both sides of the body. Good left by Zaragoza, his best punch in a couple of rounds. But Morales is the quicker of the two with the counter punching. We're in the 11th round. Time running out for Daniel Zaragoza. Oh, another right for Zaragoza, the champion. A sharp right. That one hurt. Will he get up? Fight's over. Zaragoza's been knocked out. He's been dethroned by Eric Morales. An 11th round knockout. Tremendous victory for the 21-year-old out of Tijuana. Eric Morales, the #1 WBC contender, is now the champion. The WBC champ with a record of 27-0. Tremendous performance for Eric Morales. Morales had taken the earlier rounds and Zaragoza came back to capture the middle rounds. But beginning around the 8th round or so, Eric Morales regained control. And he floored Zaragoza earlier in this bout, then KO'd him right there with that right shot. We'll see the replay shortly. And Zaragoza congratulates him. He realizes that Morales earned this championship bout. Both fighters have tremendous respect for one another. And I'll tell you this, I won't be surprised if we hear from Zaragoza again. Excellent bout. Looking forward to seeing the replay of this knockdown. But here it is. Another right to the body. That's what he floored him with the body punch in the previous round. From a different angle. The knockout just knocked the wind out of him. Initially, I thought Zaragoza would get back up, but he stayed on the canvas. 11th round KO for young Eric Morales. Well, El Terrible is El Terrible tonight. Daniel Zaragoza, a tremendous champion at the age of 39. His record now falling to 55-8-3. And Morales, again, undefeated.
Referee Lawrence Cole calls a halt to the bout. 2 minutes, 59 seconds of round number 11. The winner by knockout victory and new WBC Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, Eric Morales.
So for only the 4th time in modern history of boxing, a fight to be an undisputed champion with 4 belts. For the official introductions, here's Lupe Contreras.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Pinnacle Bank Arena, once again, Middle America is the epicenter of the boxing world this bout. 12 rounds at stake, the unified junior welterweight championship of the world. Proudly presented to you by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated, and sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance, and going worldwide on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. Supervisors at ringside for the WBC, Travis Ford. For the IBF, Lindsey Tucker. For the WBO, John Duggan. And for the WBA, Jose Oliver Gomez. The judges at ringside, Steve Weisfeld, Max DeLuca, and Zoltan Enyadi. At the sound of the bell, the man in charge, referee Jack Reese. And now, Lincoln, Nebraska, this is the main event of the evening. 2 undefeated world champion, 1 goes home with all the belts, and 1 is gonna take an L tonight. Presenting first, fighting out of the blue corner, promoted in association with Matchroom Boxing, wearing blue with silver trim. He weighed in at an official 139 pounds. This perennial road warrior has yet to taste defeat as a pro with 22 victories. 12 of those victories coming by way of KO. Defending his WBA and IBF Junior Welterweight Championships. From Windhoek, Namibia, the Blue Machine, Julius Ndongo. Across the ring in the red corner, wearing silver with white and blue trim, he weighed in at the 140-pound limit. Started from the bottom now. He enters the ring an undefeated world champion with 31 victories. 22 of those victories coming by way of KO. Universally recognized as pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world. Defending his WBO and WBC Junior Welterweight titles. Born, bred, and repping Omaha, Nebraska. Terrence Bud Crawford.
This crowd, the sea of red, right here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Will it be a night when history is made for their hometown hero? Jack Reese, veteran referee.
Right now, the belts are good. If they come up, I don't want to let them work in here. I gave you both instructions. I just want to remind you, listen and obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Fight hard, fight clean. Good luck to both of you.
Joe Tessitore, Teddy Atlas, and the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Andre Ward, with the call here ringside. Ndongo, Crawford, all 4 belts, Junior Welterweight Championship. Let's get after it.
This is the first fight for Ndongo in the United States. All but 2 of his fights in Africa. Heck of a way to welcome somebody to the country by giving him the 3rd best fighter in the world, at least in my estimation.
I think Ndongo's up for the challenge.
Southpaw against a southpaw. Crawford is listed as an orthodox fighter, but when he fights lefties, well, different ways to handle it. Some people get their lead left foot outside the lead right foot of a southpaw from the orthodox position. Not Crawford. Fights fire with fire. Very comfortable going southpaw. That's where he is right now.
What'll be apparent early is Ndongo, he's straightforward and he's straight backwards. He's consistent. That's who he's going to be the whole fight. Crawford's got more tools in the toolbox. You'll see more lateral movement, switching from right to left. So just look forward to that as this fight continues to progress.
Good looking counter left hand from Crawford as Ndongo lunged in.
One other thing that Crawford is that you missed, he's faster. Quicker hands.
He buzzed Ndongo with that straight left, got his attention right away.
So skilled his bud.
As we said on camera, setting this up. And to your point, Crawford is more dimensional, more versatile. He can do more things. One dimension of Ndongo. And it all is about that left hand, the power hand, the backhand for the southpaw.
Crawford, one of the best switch hitters in the game, can do it either way. Comes out, as Teddy said, he's going to meet fire with fire and be in that southpaw stance. But he is equal power no matter which stance he's in.
Ndongo to me right now just looks a little tight. A little tighter than he was in his first 2 fights on the road, fighting and defending his belt.
Remember, he won his first world title with a first-round knockout.
Ndongo is undefeated, but not undented. He's been on the floor twice in his career.
But Crawford has never been knocked down, of course, as a pro, but nor as an amateur after his successful run, a 2-division world champion.
You know, we talk about all these talents, all these abilities. Who's got the physical strength? Who has the size, the length, the speed, all those things. But one thing that shouldn't be missed that I think favors Crawford, the intellect. He's smarter inside that squared circle.
And Crawford is finding out that Ndongo probably needs to be a little smarter lunging in there. Some opportunities existed there in the first round for Crawford, had that opening left hand, and then an exchange moments ago. End of one here for all 4 titles.
I talked about earlier about Crawford having more dimensions. Well, you see right here some of those dimensions. You can set traps. Take a little step back, get Ndongo to reach a little bit, give up his height, and counter with that right hook from the southpaw position.
One of 9 punches he connected with, according to CompuBox, in that first round.
With Ndongo, you're worried about the jab, the setup punch, and the power punch, the left hand. But Crawford, more tools in that toolbox. You have to worry about the left hand, the jab, and the right hook. And again, a very dangerous punch for a southpaw, because it's up close, and it comes from a place where your peripheral just doesn't pick it up sometimes. So many ways to deal with a tall guy, Andre. You know, the conventional way, you can walk in, move your head, bring your feet, come behind your jab, and get close. Another way, the way that Crawford did early with that replay, you saw it, step back, set a trap, entice the taller guy to give up his height, to come to you, to become short, to become small.
He enticed him to reach. He made him pay. He disciplined him.
On paper, it's a 3-inch height advantage. There's a swinging, swiping left hand from Ndongo. Crawford gets right back into the kitchen, and the crowd reacts.
Faster hand for Crawford.
No doubt about it.
And more explosive. Power's there for Ndongo, don't get me wrong. But it's wider power. It's blunt power. The sharper power. The more concise punches, Crawford.
And I think just overall, Crawford is just more settled. And when you're settled as a fighter, you can think better, you can implement your game plan better, and you'll see the shots that you need to land. Good shot from Crawford right there, but Ndongo still just a little tight for my taste.
And then on the back end, a right hand to the body, and that's going to be a knockdown score.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are you okay? You want to continue? Give me your gloves.
A lot of time left.
I think he might have got up too fast. He's still hurt.
That's a great point. Let's see how he reacts.
Terrence Crawford is a great finisher.
And perhaps a little too willing is Ndongo here. Half minute left in the second round.
And a little too fat with his punches. Crawford went to a butcher. He got that fat chopped off his punches. See how straight they are, how concise they are? Crawford's get there faster.
Nearly clipped him again. Came hunting with a right hook as they tie up in the final seconds of round 2. Big round for Bud Crawford. His mother, Deborah, loving every moment of it.
Take a look at the knockdown right here. Right hand to the body. You're going to see the left hand coming up right there behind the ear. And Mama's happy.
Crawford is so accurate with those power punches. We told you, landing 48% of them, 5th highest in boxing according to CompuBox.
Andre, that left hand didn't land on the chin, but behind the ear. That can stay with you. That can discombobulate your equilibrium.
Yeah, to the people at home, it didn't look like much, but it was a lot. It threw off his equilibrium, and he was hurt for the remainder of that round. And he might still be a little hurt right now.
You see tonight, that power punch percentage is already at 57%.
I talked about it in the fight plan. How does Crawford deal with southpaws? Just becomes one. A pretty damn good one.
When we mentioned it earlier, Teddy, you know, whether it's orthodox or southpaw, he has the ability to put you on your seat. The skill, the power, the speed, total package is Crawford.
And even though Ndongo is a two-time world champion, this is the best opponent and the best fighter that he's faced in his career. Not the case for Crawford. Crawford has a long list of quality opposition that's prepared him for this moment right now. Ndongo still looking a little unsure about what he wants to do offensively.
Left uppercut tried to split the guard, and Ndongo came forward that time. But you can see some doubt, to your point, Andre. He is fat with those left hands, Teddy. There is opportunity throughout the night.
Yeah, you can handle those fat punches if you Crawford two different ways. Punch in between them.
Another knockdown scored with a vicious body shot. Oh my, what a body shot. 8, 9, 10. Bud Crawford is the undefeated, undisputed champion of the world. Hasn't happened in 11 years of the sport. Boxing's first undisputed champion in any weight class in over a decade. Head up there, Mom. Hug your son. He's on top of the world, Deborah. We're going to give you every replay you could ever want because he finished it in sensational fashion. But for now, let us make it official. Fight fans, this Bud's for you. You got yourself an undisputed champion. Here's Lupe.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jack Reach reaches the count of 10 with an official time of 1 minute 38 seconds of round number 3, declaring the winner by way of knockout, still undefeated. And now, the undisputed junior welterweight champion of the world, from Omaha, Nebraska, Terrence Bud Crawford.
In front of the fans in Lincoln, Nebraska. All right, Teddy, take us through it.
I was just talking about with fat punches, you can punch in between them. And that's exactly what Crawford did. Just watch. Wide punches create holes. There's a big hole underneath. Left hand to the body by the southpaw Crawford. Right hook misses. Left hand to the body. The follow-up doesn't. Young fighters out there, that's the benefit of combination punches. The first misses, the second lands.
And sitting next to the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world as our broadcast partner tonight, a man who just scored a vicious knockout victory to maintain that status. What do you make of it?
I love it. It's body punching. Body punching is a lost art in our sport. We got a lot of headhunters. Everybody wants to highlight real knockout, but the body doesn't move like the head does. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
And again, taking advantage of what was in front of him. The intellect, the technique. Being a smarter, more concise fighter, not just a stronger fighter, but that's what you saw right there from Crawford. Wide punch from Ndongo, that creates a hole. And Crawford, with the shorter punches, quicker punches, he filled the hole.
An American boxing superstar takes a major step forward tonight, draped in enough belts to share them with his family.